We're looking at Acaraceae through Asteraceae. So Acaraceae is the sweet flag family. There's only one genus, and there's only one plant that's on our list, and that's Acorus gramineus ogon. It's a monocot. It's rhizomatous. They're usually wetland plants, and the inflorescence is a spadix. And a spadix is just a spike of minute flowers that are closely arranged around a fleshy axis, sometimes enclosed by a spathe. And here's what that looks like. These are all individual flowers here. Next family is Adoxaceae, or the muscatel family. There's 5 genera and about 200 species. For our list, we're looking at Viburnum, and here's a Viburnum tinus. The leaves are simple, opposite, occasionally in whorls of 3, entire, or serrate, or dentate, or lobe. So it's a variety of traits. In this case, they are entire for this Viburnum tinus. The flowers are white or cream, sometimes pink. In clusters, the flower parts are parts of 5, and they're fused at the base. Apocynaceae is the dogbane family. These are trees, shrubs, creepers, and herbs. Mostly have opposite leaves. The leaves are simple and entire. And the corolla, which is the term for all the petals together, have 5 lobes, sometimes 4, with a distinct tube. And it's the 2 genera that we have on our list are Trachelospermum and Vinca, and here we have Trachelospermum jasminoides, or star jasmine. As I said, Vinca is also in this family, so on the left here we've got Vinca minor, and then on the right we've got Vinca major. And it doesn't look like there's that much of a difference, but when you see these in the field you will definitely see a distinct difference. Here's the leaves next to each other, and you can see the Vinca major, the leaves are quite large, and the Vinca is much smaller. And then the flower is also much larger on Vinca major. Usually what we're seeing out in the field is going to be Vinca minor. There is some Vinca major out there, but most of what you see out in the landscape is going to be Vinca minor. Aquifoliaceae are the holly family. These are trees and shrubs. The leaves are simple, mostly alternate, leathery, sometimes spiny. Dioecious, which means there's a male and a female plant. So in order to have berries, this is an English holly here. In order to have berries, this is the female plant. You would have to have at least one male plant in the area. And the flowers are 4-parted. The fruits are a berry, as you can see. And Ilex is the genus that we're dealing with in this family. And here's Ilex aquifolium. This is a weed in our area. This is the one that's associated with Christmas, but it's spread very easily by birds, so it's not a good idea to plant it. Here's Ilex crenata. This is Japanese holly. The fruit on the Japanese holly is going to be black. But you can see there's really not, there's a little bit of a margin there, but nothing like the English holly. Aureliaceae, Aurelia family. These are trees, shrubs, herbs, some climbing, some dimorphic, which means they're going to be in 2 different styles or forms. English ivy has a juvenile form that looks dramatically different from the adult form. And then they're monopodial. That means they're growing upward with a single main stem or axis that produces leaves and flowers. And in the case of English ivy, it's the adult form that will do this. The flowers are in spherical heads. The fruits are berry. And the 3 genera we have are Hetera, Fatsia, and X. Fats hetera. And Fats hetera is a hybrid between Hetera and Fatsia, and we see this is Fatsia japonica here. Excellent plant for deep shade. Heterohelix, as I mentioned, is going to be dimorphic. So on the right here, that's an adult form. The adult form is the only one that actually blooms. So keeping it from getting to this point is one way to manage it. On the left, here's the juvenile form. And here's Phacetra lizii. So it's not quite a shrub, not quite a vine. It's got very flexible stems. It does probably need some support, but you can see the leaves look a little bit like ivy and a little bit like Fatsia. And then this is the typical flower for this family, kind of that globe-shaped group of flowers. Ericaceae, palm family. These are monocots. They're tree-like or shrub-like. And I say that because trees and shrubs are woody, and these are not woody because they're monocots. The leaves are alternate. The blade is palmate or pinnate. The petiole is long. It can be entire or prickly, and then the fruit is a berry or a nut, and Trachycarpus is the genus that's on our list. Trachycarpus fortunei is this plant. And on the left, these are the flowers, and then on the right, here are the fruits. Asparagaceae or asparagus family. These are monocots. Many of them are herbaceous. They have tight rosettes at the plant base. The flowers are lily-like with tepals. Tepals means that you've got petals and sepals that look the same. You can't really distinguish between the two. And then the flower parts are in multiples of 3, and Liriope, Ophiopogon, and Yucca are found in this family. And this is Ophiopogon Planiscapus nigrescens, black mondo grass. Here's Liriope muscari or lily turf. And here's Yucca filamentosa, and you can see close up on the leaves here you have filaments, and that's how you know it's Yucca filamentosa, and then the flowers are on the right here. Here's Yucca gloriosa variety tristis, and this has more of a curving appearance. You're not going to see the filaments on the leaves, and then the bottom portion of the plant, the leaves are going to bend back towards the ground. And the flowers are basically the same as it is with the other Yucca. Asphodelaceae, these are monocots. These are annuals, perennial herbs, shrub-like, fleshy or not, and rhizomatous. The inflorescence is a leafless stalk called a scape. They arise from a basal rosette of leaves, and Phormium is the one plant we have in this family, and this is Phormium tenax or New Zealand flax. Here's a close-up of the leaves, and we will be lumping these, so there'll be some bronze colored, but we're going to just leave it as Phormium tenax. And then on the right, here are the flowers. And then Asteraceae, which is a huge family, but we have a few on our list. They're herbs, some shrubs and trees. The leaves are alternate. The flowers are arranged in distinctive heads. Outer flowers often with ray petals. Brachyglottis, Santolina, and Centaurea. This is Brachyglottis Dunedin hybrid sunshine. This is on our list. And so the center of the flower is really a group of flowers. Those are disc flowers. And then what looks like petals are ray flowers. And you can see on the right, on the bottom, we've got the foliage. And this is one of the dusty millers on all of this. This is a woody plant. So Centaurea cineraria is the other dusty miller. It's the one you're probably familiar with in container gardens. It's herbaceous. And then this is Santolina Chamaecyparissus, and we've got other Santolinas, but this is very distinct. You usually don't see flowers on it. It's usually used for foliage. It does have a very strong scent to it, and we do have some at the greenhouse that you can take a look at.